You know, it's normal to feel bloated or look bloated in a calorie deficit. Matthew, but I'm eating less weight. Not less weight. I'm eating less food. I'm eating healthier. Why should I be? I don't even know why I'm talking like that. Why should I be, looking or feeling bloated if I'm in a calorie deficit? Why should I experience weight gain? Why is my scale going up? In this video, I'm going to make it super short, straight to the point, and basically outline everything that you might be experiencing scale and weight-wise, and why bloating occurs during a calorie deficit, even though you're eating less food. You're obviously take into consideration that you are actually in a calorie deficit and tracking, or at least being consciously aware of the food that you're putting into your body. This will be exactly why sometimes, you hold on to a little bit more food. Hold on a little bit more water, and, you look a little bit fatter at times or rounder, even though you're eating less calories. And when I first started getting into this, I was really confused because I thought to myself, right when I start a calorie deficit, I am always going to look better, because I thought only bloating comes from eating an excess amount of food. All bloating is your body's response to, number one, high sodium, to balance it out in your cells. And number two, when you also experience bloating when your cortisol is through the roof. So obviously you're going to experience bloating. All right, I'm going to put this down because I do not want to hold this entire time. So I'm going to put this right here, right here. For those of you that have some patience, bear with me, because I do not like editing my videos, so this is going to be stuck in the video. And I'm going to put this here. Okay, so number one, obviously, if you are in a calorie deficit, you are in a state of stress. Your body does not like to be in starvation mode. It does not like to be in a state of uncomfortability where it is, eating less than it needs to survive. But it will survive, so do not panic. So what does your body tend to do when you're in a state of stress, when you're in a state of uncomfortability? What your body does, it releases something called, your cortisol raises, which is your stress response hormone. And when your cortisol raises, what ends up happening as a response and as a byproduct of this, your cortisol shoots up in your body, and then your body holds on to more water as safekeeping. So that's why when you are in a fat loss journey, and obviously, the leaner you get, even, obese and fat people experience this though, but it's more prominent and you can see it more visibly, like massive changes, while the lower body fat percentage you are, is your body can look completely different in a 24-hour time span, in a time period. Yesterday I looked like a beluga whale. Today I look pretty shredded and chiseled, just because I dropped and I fluctuated like 4 pounds of water. And 4 pounds of water, if you can only imagine, like take a bucket and weigh out 4 pounds of water. It's a shit ton of water. But, your body is just using it to protect itself. It's peeing it out. It's excreting it. And there's no reason to panic. And like I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, fat loss is like a downtrend. It's like the stock market crashing, right? It's not just a straight line like this. There's peaks and then there's drawbacks. And then there's peaks and then there's drawbacks. And as long as you know that, okay, I am in a calorie deficit, I know that overall I'm eating my protein, I'm adopting this healthy lifestyle, I'm, training, I'm eating whole foods. Sure, I'm gonna have some days where my water might, spike. I'm gonna hold on to, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes even maybe, who knows, 10 pounds of water at a time. It's okay, right? Don't panic, just stay on track. Because when your body holds on to water, it's just a natural biological sign. And if we as humans are so hyper focusated on numbers and data, and when we see the scale not going down or going into the direction that we want it to go to, it feels frustrating, even for me. Like, I've been, in fitness for 5 years, and I still sometimes get insane body dysmorphia, or get pissed off when the scale is so high. I start thinking to myself, okay, tomorrow I have to fast all day, or I have to do an extra hour of cardio just because the scale went up 10 pounds. In reality, it's just water. It's just my body's way of holding on to itself, protecting from the stress of the calorie deficit, of being in a diet for a longer period of time. So it's okay. And what I want you to realize is, sure, there is certain foods that you can avoid, like processed carbs, processed foods that you buy that are quick just to, make things that aren't whole food. Typically anything that's not a whole food is going to cause a lot of bloating. But even at times, when you're eating whole foods and you eat a little bit higher sodium, or you just have a stressful day, a shittier sleep, even if you have sometimes foods, if you're dairy, lactose intolerant, sometimes that can affect the way that you hold water and bloat at times. Even cauliflower, broccoli, shit like that. It all plays variables. So if you're always trying to go for this, lean, stupid, crazy shredded, or always watch the scales every single day, the number going down, newsflash, you're going to fail, you're going to give up, and it's never going to work, because that's not how our bodies work. So, even if you are in a calorie deficit, expect to feel and look bloated at times. It's okay, just stay on course, do the things that you're always doing. Eventually, your body will flush out that water, and you will get back on track, so that's fine. There's certain foods that you can avoid, to mitigate the bloating. But at the end of the day, it's just going to happen because you are in a state of stress. So don't stress. You are in a state of stress, but don't stress. See how funny that is? Because it's crazy how that works. It's we put our body into a state of stress in order to lose the fat, but then while we're losing the fat, we're stressing that we're not losing the fat, and then we're just in this insane cycle. So there's nothing I can really say. I'm kidding. Just be patient, stay consistent, and you will get to your goals. I love you guys. Friendly reminder, create more than you consume, serve others, love everyone. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.